Dishankar, Aparna.
Yes, ma'am.
So good evening, everyone. Okay, so today we'll discuss the topic market and the forms of market. So it's in your study material starting from page number 84. So what is the meaning of market, students? What is the meaning of market? What do you understand by market? What is market? Market is a place, okay. So one student has answered, market is a place, okay, where buyers and sellers, what? Meet. So is it necessary nowadays to meet? No. So traditionally we can say, like we can say 20 years back, 30 years back, 40 years back. So traditionally market means market is a common place where buyers and sellers, they meet with each other and they exchange goods, okay? Here the seller give goods, seller give goods, and buyer used to give money, right? So there's a common place where they meet and they exchange goods for money. It is a common place where buyers and sellers used to meet and exchange goods and services for some consideration that is called money. But nowadays, is it like necessary to meet? Not necessary, right? So you all are doing nowadays online shopping. So do you really going to America, going to Japan, going to Delhi, going to Guwahati to buy something? No, right? You have just ordering your goods through your mobile phone or maybe through your laptop, and the good is at your doorstep, right? So here market, we can just say that market is a place, okay, where there are buyers and sellers. So that is common. It is not necessary that they have to meet, but they are exchanging goods. One party is giving goods, another party is giving money, fine? So that is all about your market. So here if you'll go through your study material, you'll find in page number 87, page number 87, you can see here, market is a means by which exchange of goods and services takes place as a result of buyers and sellers being in contact with one another. So contact can be through the means of, okay, it can be email also, it can be via telephone, it can be via your internet also, fine? And on the basis of locality, the market, there are three types of market here you can see: local market, national market, and international market. Local market, national market, and international market. So here local market, here examples are given: vegetables, flowers, fruits. Okay, so from the local market you can buy vegetables, flowers, fruits. So sometimes a particular commodity is exchanged in the locality where it is produced. Right, so that is a local market. And national market is like commodities like wheat, sugar, like, you know, the product is produced somewhere, not in your local place. It is produced maybe in Delhi, maybe in Guwahati, maybe in Surat. And those goods are given to your place, so that can be your national market. And international market is like the good is produced in abroad, in some other country, and you are buying that product. So that is your international market all about. Fine. So in this chapter, this is all about your types of, we can say, market: local, national, and international. So in this chapter, I'll focus on forms of market. So forms of market. So number one, you can turn your page. So it is, you can write down also. It is in page number 88. I hope all the online students are able to connect. Rintu, you are there? Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
So the first one is in perfect competition, you can see page number 88. In a perfectly competitive market, there are numerous buyers and sellers selling homogeneous product, and no one is able by his own actions to influence the market price, since all have access to full and immediate knowledge of the product at which the trading is currently taking place. So what we have understood from the perfect competition, so that is given in the features. So point number 1 is here, as we are talking about perfect competition. Okay, the first feature is large number of, so you can write down, otherwise you'll again forget. Large number of buyers and sellers. So that is the first point in perfect competition. So whenever we'll talk about perfect competition, so perfect competition market is a market where there are large number of buyers and sellers. So that is the first point. So you can see here in the content, there will be a large number of sellers and buyers for a good in this market. It means the output of a buyer or a seller is a small part of the total output. Therefore, a seller takes the price decided by the market. The producer is a price taker here. So this you need to remember. Here you can write producer is the, that means seller is the price taker. Price taker. So there may be a question in perfect competition, okay, who is the price taker? Okay, who is the price taker? So price taker is the seller. Okay, as here there are large numbers of buyers and sellers. Okay, wherever the demand and supply will meet in the industry. Okay, so there the price will be decided. Okay, so it is the seller will not decide the price, the industry will decide the price. Okay, the seller will not decide the price, so it is the industry, so that's why seller is called as the price taker in perfect competition. Right? Understood? So here the industry will decide the price, so here we are talking about seller is the price taker. Will you remember? So in perfect competition, there are large number of buyers and seller is the price taker, yes. Second one, homogeneous commodities, like homogeneous goods. So in perfect competition, okay, the seller is selling identical goods, or we can say homogeneous goods. So homogeneous goods means kya? Same type, like identical. Okay, so identical goods are produced, and where all the sellers are like, they are providing the goods at a uniform price. Right? You are going to a sabzi mandi, and wherever you're going, suppose there are 25 numbers of sellers, and you are going to buy cabbage. Okay? So if one seller is telling 10 rupees, other seller will also say it is 10 rupees only. So that is perfect competition. So perfect competition is a market where there are large numbers of buyers and sellers, and they are selling identical, or we can say homogeneous goods. Now next one, free entry and exit. Free entry and exit. So what we understand by free entry and exit? Free entry and exit. EXIT. Okay, so free entry and exit means, suppose this is the industry, and these are the companies. Okay, these are the business firms. This is the industry. This is one industry, because industry is what? Like, there are too many number of firms. Those too many numbers of firms, they form one industry. And suppose you're here. You have not yet entered into the industry. Now you're planning to produce the goods like they are producing. Right? This is the industry, and you want to get in. You want to enter here, because you want to produce the product like them and sell it to the customers. So if you want to enter here, easily you can enter. That is free entry. No one will stop you. Okay, no one will stop you. If you want to enter into this business, you can give entry. So suppose you are here. And free exit means you are here, then you're trying to sell the product, but already in the market there are competition, and you're suffering loss years after years, and you want to exit. Now you want to exit. You don't want to be in the industry. So nobody is going to stop you. So that is your free entry and exit. So in case of perfect competition, free entry and exit is possible. Okay? So we can say that in perfect competition, any firm can freely enter. Nobody is going to give restriction. Any firm can freely exit if they are suffering from loss. Nobody is going to stop them. So that is free entry and exit. So these are your 3 characteristics of perfect competition. So what is perfect competition? Perfect competition is a market where there are large number of buyers and sellers. Okay, and where seller is the price taker. Why seller is the price taker? Because it is the industry, okay, which decide the price. Okay, and which influence the price? Industry. Which influence the price? Like the demand and the supply factors. Fine? Demand and the supply factors. So here, demand and the supply factors decide the price. So industry is the, we can say, industry decides the price, and seller is called as the price price taker. And in perfect competition, firms are producing homogeneous goods, that means identical goods, and there is a free entry and exit. Understood? Okay. Now what is the next point? Mobility of? Okay, so factors of production are mobile, that is like can be transferred from one place to the another place. So factors of production like we can say land, labor, capital, they move to the production activities where they get higher incomes. So factors of production, point number 4 here, point number D. Factors of production. Factors of production are mobile. So mobile means what? It can be freely transferred, right, from one place to the another place. Now next one, absence of transport cost. So there is no transport cost here. Under perfect market, transport cost should not be added in the price. If transport costs are added, the goods are available at the fewer prices at the near markets, and they are available at the higher prices at distant market. Existing of 2 prices for the same thing in different parts is against for perfect market. So transportation cost should not be added. Okay, so why it should not be added? As we have mentioned that prices are like, I have talked about sabzi mandi, like everybody is offering same price. Okay, so if transportation cost will be added, the price will be different. Okay, if I will add transportation cost, so I have to charge a higher price. So that will not be called as perfect competition. So in perfect competition, like transportation cost is not added. It is not included. Okay, so transportation cost is ignored here. Now next is perfect knowledge of market. Perfect knowledge of market means all the buyers and the sellers, they have perfect knowledge about the market. Okay, even sellers know about the market, and even the buyers know about the market. What is going on in the market? What is the condition of the market? What is the prevailing market price of the product? So all the informations are known by the buyers as well as the sellers. Fine? So that is all about your this point, point number E. So who decides the price here in perfect competition? Huh?
Industry.
Who decides the price?
Industry.
We can talk. We can also talk about demand and supply forces. It is not the buyer. It is not the seller. Okay, the demand and the supply forces influence the price. Okay, it is the industry, not the farm. So there is a difference between industry and farm. Many farms all together, that is called industry all about. right? Fine. Like example, automobile industry. So in automobile industry, we have Tata Motors, we have Hyundai, right? We have Honda. So those are firms. And industry is one, automobile industry. Understood? Okay. So this is all about your perfect competition. Now, you see equilibrium of the firm under perfect market. So equilibrium of the firm under perfect market. So what is perfect competition? Again, you repeat, perfect competition market is a market where there are large number of buyers. There is a free entry and exit of the firms. There is perfect knowledge about the market, right? Buyers and sellers have the perfect knowledge about the market. Then seller is the price taker. Then they are dealing with homogeneous goods. So factors of production are mobile and transportation cost is not included. So that is perfect competition. Okay, now the next topic is equilibrium under perfect market. Okay, equilibrium under perfect market. So here we can see the firm reached the equilibrium position when it gets maximum output. To determine the maximum output, two conditions must be satisfied. Okay, so here you write down two conditions must be satisfied when we'll say equilibrium under perfect market. So write down this point. The first point is when MC is equal to MR. MC is your marginal cost is equal to marginal revenue. And next is MC curve cuts the MR curve from below. MC curve cuts the MR curve from below. So these are the 2 points we can say which will satisfy. So equilibrium here, the firm in perfect competition market, the firm will reach equilibrium position when it gets maximum output, when it gets maximum output. So to reach maximum output, two conditions has to be satisfied. One is like MC curve need to be equal to, so MC need to be equal to MR, that is marginal cost need to be equal to MR, and MC curve cuts the MR curve from below. So these two conditions need to be fulfilled, that you remember. So here you can see in the diagram, okay, you can see in the diagram, draw one x-axis, this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis, x and y. So this is your MR curve, marginal revenue curve. So this is your MC curve. MC curve. So here, MC curve cuts the MR curve from below. So here, we can say, in the diagram, you can see here, in the above diagram, output is shown on x-axis. Okay, so this is output. And cost and revenue. Cost and revenue are shown on OY axis. So this is your Y axis, OY axis. This is X axis, here output is shown, and here cost and revenue is shown. Done? Okay. Now we'll move on to point number 2, forms of market, that is monopoly. So I have told you about monopoly, right? What is monopoly? Single seller, right, single seller. So you can see in page number 91 from your study material, Okay, so here it's mentioned the word monopoly is derived from two words, mono and poly. Mono and poly, you can write mono and poly. Two words mentioned here, mono and poly. So mono means what? Yes. So mono means single and poly means seller. Okay, so mono means single and poly means seller. So here the first feature we can always say about monopoly is single seller. Single seller or one seller of the product. So if there is one seller, this is the first feature, single seller. Second feature is like no close substitute. No close substitute of the product. Okay, that means no competition. No close substitute means no competition in the entire market. Right? No competition. So no competition means here farm is equal to industry. Right? One farm in the entire industry means farm itself is the industry. Am I right? Right. So farm, as there is only one seller, farm means industry. क्योंकि वो industry में एक ही seller है. Right? So then who will decide the price? The seller himself. Right? The seller himself will decide the price. So you can see here, in the market where there is only one seller or one producer or one farm, it is said to be monopoly market. The single seller supply the commodity to the entire market. There are many restrictions for other producers to enter into the market. As a result, monopoly has no competition in the market. So one more point we can say that there is restriction. There is restriction in entry and exit. Right? So in perfect competition, there was no restriction. There was free entry and exit. So here, there is restriction in entry and exit. Okay, so because this is the industry here, one seller, he is not allowed to go out, and no one is allowed to go in. Right? So there is a restriction in entry and exit. So take the example of Indian Railway. Take the example of Indian Railway. Okay, so here they're not allowed to go out. They're not, like they will not allow anyone, any other firms to enter into that industry. Fine. So we can say what is monopoly? Monopoly market is a situation, or it is a market, farm or firm where there is a single seller, right, who decides the price. There are no close substitute of the product. That means no competition in the market. The farm is equal to industry. Okay, and there is a restriction in entry and exit. Now move on to page number 92. You can see here features: single farm, no close substitute, strong barriers to entry. We have already discussed this. Strong barriers to entry. Point number 4, farm and industry are same. We have discuss this, because there is only one farm, so it is same. Then price maker. So who is the price maker here? Seller. Okay, price maker is the seller, but in case of perfect competition, the seller is the price taker. Okay, so here seller is the price maker. Okay, so in this market, the producer can determine the price of the commodity, so the producer in the market is said to be the price maker. So here, in monopoly market, seller is the price maker. Price maker. Fine? You write down the bold points. Okay, because your paper will be your MCQ type. Fine? Now next is nature of AR and MR curve. The average revenue curve and marginal revenue curve, both are slopes downward from left to right. So this point also you highlight. This point also you highlight. So this point you also highlight, you write down in your copy, average revenue curve and marginal revenue curve, both slopes downward from left to right. Okay, so this is the point here, this one. Average revenue curve and marginal revenue curve, both slopes downward from left to right. Give me one book. Now next is price discrimination. The monopolist can charge the different prices from different customers for the same goods or services. The price is not uniform as in the perfect market competition. So in perfect market competition, the price is uniform. I have told you, have you written or not? In perfect competition, have you written price is uniform? I think you have not written. I have told you, price is uniform, cabbage 10 rupees. Price is uniform, you can write that point. But in monopoly, there is what? In monopoly, you can write about price discrimination. Okay, price discrimination. So, this firm, okay, the single seller may charge different prices from different customers. So that is your price discrimination all about. So what is price discrimination? If there is a question asked. Okay, what is price discrimination? Price discrimination means charging different price from different customers. So that is one of the unique feature of what? One of the feature of monopoly, price discrimination. Now next is your maximum profit. So obviously, in monopoly market, the firm will be able to earn maximum profit क्योंकि कोई competitor नहीं है and whatever price he will offer, the customers will be bound to pay because market में तो और दूसरा product है ही नहीं, right? So maximum profit can be earned in this form of market condition. Clear? So this is all about your monopoly. Now, price and output determination. So, price determination under, you can write this point also, price determination under monopoly. Okay, you tell me the answer. How price is determined? Who determines the price? The seller. Do you need to study? You don't need to study. Who determines the price? The seller. So price determination under monopoly. So price is determined, or we can say decided by the seller himself. So you can see here, in monopoly market, as there is a single producer, he can control either the price of the commodity or supply the commodity. Okay, it depends on him. Okay, जब भी मन किया प्राइस को प्राइस बढ़ा दिया, जब मन किया सप्लाई कम कर लिया, whenever they wish, they can increase the supply or maybe decrease the supply, or increase the price or maybe decrease the price. Fine? But he cannot control both at the same time. He can increase the price by decreasing the output, or he can sell more output by decreasing the price. So maximization of profit is the sole objective of monopolist. This can be shown by the following diagram. So you can see the diagram here. So supernormal profit, so that is earned by the monopolist. Now we'll move on to point number 4, that is in page number 94, monopolistic competition. So here point number 3 is monopolistic competition, right? So monopolistic competition, you can see here. The concept of monopolistic competition was introduced by, here mentioned, there is a person named mentioned, Professor Chamberlain. You write down this, Page number 94. Page number 94. Underline this. Whoever is online, underline. And if you have a copy, you write down that. Okay? If you're writing, once you will write, you will remember. So this concept is introduced by Professor Chamberlain. It is a market with many sellers for a product, but the products are different in certain aspects. The features of monopoly and competition are combined in this market. Hence, it is called monopolistic competition. Example, cosmetics, soaps, etc. So, feature of perfect competition and monopoly. So here, this is a market condition where both feature of monopoly and perfect competition is combined. Fine, combination of both. So how it is combination of both? The first one, a considerable number of producers. A commodity is produced by a considerable number of producers. Since there are more number of producers, no one controls the output in the market. Competition will be high among the producers. Fine. So again, from perfect competition, one feature here we can mention that there are large number of buyers and sellers. Buyers and sellers. So here in this market also there are number of buyers and sellers are large. You will find like more number of buyers and sellers. Okay, example here it's given soap. Soap. Fine? So, but in perfect competition, goods are how? Homogeneous. They're producing the goods identical or homogeneous, right? But here the goods are what? Differentiated. Okay, differentiated. How differentiated? So take the example of soap. Tell me the producers of soap. Suppose there are soaps like Lux, right? Liril and Dettol, suppose. Fine. So Lux is for what? Lux is for beauty, right? Liril is for freshness, fresh, right? Summers, he said, you use Liril, you'll feel fresh. Lux is for beauty, right? And Dettol is for antiseptic, right? Ghami goisa tumi, ekdom Dettol loyai goisa, ekdom pura sofa hoi gola, hoy na? So that is like utility of a particular, like we can say soap. So they are producing like differentiated products. So in this market we can say, like in the soap market, everybody is like producing soap. They are selling soap. But the products are different, right? Different from one another. Like Santur. Santur is for young, Santur mom. If you want to look young, you use Santur. Right? So point number 2 is product differentiation. The commodity of each producer will be different from that of other producer. The difference may be due to material use, color, design, smell, packaging, trademark, etc. Because of this, each product will have specific identification in the market, right? Like we can say similar product but differentiated product. You know, whenever we are talking about soap, but it's differentiated product. Fine, understood? Okay, differentiated in terms of what? Differentiated in terms of design, differentiated in terms of smell, differentiated in terms of color, packaging, right? Okay. Now next one, entry and exit. Firms are allowed to enter and they are allowed to leave the market. So this is also one of the common feature of perfect competition, free entry and exit. Free entry and exit. So this is not common with perfect competition. So in perfect competition, It is homogeneous or identical products. So here, differentiated products. Understood? Understood or not? Okay. Now next one is imperfect knowledge. So buyers will have an imperfect knowledge about commodities. Okay, so buyers, they do not have like perfect knowledge about the commodity. Sometimes products may be the same, but consumers think that a particular good is superior than another. Due to the advertisement and other devices, consumers purchase the commodity. So consumers do not have the perfect knowledge about the market or maybe the product. Okay? So, point number 4, buyers have imperfect, or we can say do not have perfect knowledge about market, or we can say product. Clear? Understood? क्या नाम है आपका? रोहित. तुम्हार क्या नाम? Sagar. Doing BCom? You're in second year? Okay. From where? Okay, fine. Who told you about CMA? Papai Kosila. What is the full form of CMA? Okay, very good. So, this is the 4th point. Buyer do not have perfect knowledge about the market. Now, in the last point, you can see price decision. So, each firm produces a commodity with small differences. It is due to this reason that a firm will decide the price for its product. The demand curve for a firm will be downward sloping and more elastic. So, this also you underline. Okay? What is the slope of demand curve in monopolistic competition market? The slope of demand curve is, it slopes downward. And demand curve here, demand is more elastic. Fine? Demand is more elastic. Elastic means change. Right? Slight change in the price. There will be like change in the demand also. Understood? So, we have talked about perfect competition, monopoly and monopolistic. Now, move on to the previous page, that is oligopoly. Okay? Oligopoly. So, this is point number 4. Oligopoly. Okay? One is monopoly. Monopoly is one. Oligopoly is few. Okay? Oligopoly is few. So, few means here example can be your automobile. Okay? Or pharmaceutical company, any pharma company. Right? You will not get too many, or we can say large number of producers. Okay? There are very few producers who are producing the product. So, that is your oligopoly market. The word oligopoly is derived from 2 Greek words, oligo and polyen. Oligo means a few, polyen means seller. Okay, so you know poly means seller and oligo means few. So, oligo means few seller. So, example, I have told you automobile industry, gas industry, pharmaceutical industry. A market with a small number of producers is called oligopoly. The product may be homogeneous or differentiated product. It can be homogeneous or differentiated product. Since producers are a few, each firm produces a large portion of the output. It is a market with competition among the few. This market exists in automobiles, electrical, and cigarettes. So, point number 1 is few sellers. Okay? So, they are producing homogeneous or differentiated differentiated product. Okay? The third one is interdependence. Interdependence. That means all the firms in the industry, they are dependent on each other. So what is it? In the oligopoly market, the decisions of every producer affect other producers. This is due to less number of producers in the market. A change in the decisions of a producer, output or price, makes the other producers to change their decisions. Okay? So like boys must be knowing about the prices of the goods, prices of the cars, bikes. If one company will increase the price of a particular product, or maybe a bike or maybe a car, the other company will also be bound to change it. Or maybe talk about the features. Okay, if Tata is coming out with a car with so and so features, with this price, Kia will also come up, Mahindra will also come up. Same type of, almost similar, will come up with similar type of design, will try to give the product at a low price, right? So this is your oligopoly market all about. That means it is interdependent. All the sellers are interdependent on each other. Decision of one firm will affect the price and the product of the other firm, right? Clear? Understood? That is called interdependence. Now, point number 3, selling cost. Sometimes commodities are produced with small differences, then each firm makes a huge expenditure on advertisement. It is in the oligopoly that we can see the highest expenditure on selling cost. Okay? So that means here, 4th point says they spend more money. They go for aggressive advertisement. They go for aggressive advertisement. Aggressive advertisement. Like, they are spending more money on advertisements. Okay, so like automobile industry, everyone is coming out with different cars. So when they will spend more money on advertisement, they will be able to sell more. So aggressive advertisement, like we can say advertisement cost is more or heavy, we can say, okay, in oligopoly market. Now next point number 4, uncertainty. It will be difficult to guess what kind of demand curve will be there for a firm. So there is uncertainty. So how the demand curve will be. Every time when a producer changes his decision, other producers will also change their decision. Therefore, it is not possible to expect price output condition to be the same in this market. Okay, so that's why it is very difficult to predict or say what will be the demand curve, what will be the slope of the demand curve. The next is rigid price. Usually in this market, firms will not change the price. They follow a rigid price. A firm cannot increase price because the other firms will not raise their prices. The firm that increases the price will be put to loss. If one firm reduces its price, others will also do the same. Therefore, all the firms will follow a price without making any changes in it. Hence, it is called rigid prices. Okay, so whatever the price they will decide by considering the cost, at that price only they have to sell it. Maybe little bit discount sometimes they can give, but they will stick to their own prices. So that is your rigid price all about. Fine, understood? So this is your oligopoly all about. Understood or not? So advertisement cost is more here. All the producers are interdependent on each other. If one firm will change the decision, other firm will also try to change. Then they are dealing with homogeneous or maybe differentiated product, or there are very few sellers dealing with the product. Okay. Now next one is duopoly. Right? Duopoly. Duopoly means two. Right? So duopoly market, D-U-O-P-O-L-Y. Okay, poly means seller, duo means Two. Where there are two sellers or two producers or two farms, it is said to be duopoly market. It is also one of the forms of oligopoly market. Okay? So where there are two sellers, that is duopoly. Fine? So market and forms of market is done. Okay. So last class we have discussed about what? Demand and what? The types of goods. Types of goods, that is your substitute goods and complementary goods. Any doubt? Okay. So have we discussed about factors affecting demand? All the points are discussed? Factors affecting demand, price, then income of the person, population, then price of the substitute goods. All those are discussed? Okay, fine. Okay, then that's all for today. So we'll come up with some other topic in the next class. Thank you.